Bitcoin, crypto. Just can't catch a break, man. Gold's back to all-time highs. Stocks looking great. Crypto, big, fat, steaming dumpster of burning shit right now. The wildly traumatic events of 11 days ago, when we had literal altcoins go to zero, have left a lot of people rattled in the market. And as we discussed in a video maybe a few days after that, some about this time last week, on average, we see these massive leverage flushes take longer than people expect to see market recovery. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to be discussing the big macro news of the day, the charts, giving it to you guys straight. Okay, so let's get into it. Game over, man. Game over. You never go full Paxton, man. Never go full Paxton. Okay, here we go. You are running out of it is what it is. Are you sure you want to continue? Yeah, we'll continue. What the fuck else are we going to do, I guess? Go buy bonds. I should go. Showed out and bought stocks earlier this year, apparently. Jeez. The amount of pain and suffering in the cryptocurrency market has been absolutely epic this year. Very little underperformance. It's been pretty crazy. Look at the stocks and gold going up while crypto's going sideways. Rah! It's brutal, man. Milk Road, the macro setup is extremely bullish right now. It is extremely bullish. Crypto, man. Majority of global central banks now easing mode. Yes. U.S. economy shows signs of reacceleration. The ISM and PMI are ticking up. Yes. Liquidity is returning to markets as the Treasury General account refill is complete. Yes. Except crypto. Fuck. We will go higher at some point, guys. We got to deal with the trauma we just went through. We're going to be okay. President Trump says President Xi has invited him to China, and he will go to China sometime early next year. President Trump also says he'll make a strong trade deal with China. Of course, they're going to make a strong trade deal with China. They're always going to make a strong trade deal with China. Obviously. Tim, what's up, man? Nice to see you. 4-year cycle done. I'm going to keep leaning more and more towards that, man. Lark, what is up? It's this wild thing that happens to other markets, but not the crypto market. Jeez. Crypto Rush sharing this poll from, I think, Polymarket. Yeah, Polymarket, yep. Polymarket, Kalashi, same shit. Anyway, besides the point. Shutdown ending soon, markets could rally. Polymarket is now predicting a sooner end of the U.S. government shutdown. In the past day, the probability of a quick resolution has increased, with the number 5th emerging as the most likely end date for now. Interesting. That should make the markets a little bit excited there too, to be honest. Government reopening. I know you're thinking, oh, what are we going to do without the government? It's amazing. Life just goes on, government open or not. Liz Saunders sharing this one. No sign of change in the trend from the Chicago Fed Financial Conditions Index. We are near the loosest and easiest financial conditions since the end of 2021. That's great. It should, in theory, at some point trickle down into risk assets like crypto. Now, risk assets in the stock market have been absolutely fucking ripping, which I'm sure you've noticed. That's been great. But crypto's had some trouble, okay? But we keep moving in the right direction. Things keep lining up for us more broadly, okay? The VIX, not a complete reset yet, but gosh darn, those are some pretty big fat red candles. The scary vibes in the equity markets are over. Although the S&P 500 futures right now opening up basically flat for the day, technically in the red. Still 2.5 hours ago before the market opens, but that's a nothing burger, to be honest. Kramer, what's going on in here? We're back, Jerry. Of course, if you're a stock investor, that's how you feel, because the NASDAQ 100 basically back at all-time highs again. Crikey, mate. Bitcoin therapist, is anyone else prepared for this? M2 global liquidity, light blue line. Gold sucking up the liquidity like a big old fat dry sponge, man. Bitcoin, not so much. But we do have good news about that. So hold on a second, okay? Gold right now, $4,260. It has come to the 3.618 Fibonacci line. If ever there was a place for the gold run to top out, it's going to be around here, man. It's going to be around here. Continuing. Colin talks crypto. Gold offset by 80 days versus Bitcoin. It's very interesting. We've covered this in a couple of videos previously for you as well. I think last week I did a video on this topic. Basically, gold tends to make the big moves first. Bitcoin tends to follow gold moves by anywhere between 80 to 100 days. If we have not had too much trauma from the big crash 11 days ago, if we follow along with that, then what you are likely to see is a top for Bitcoin at around 150K or so, December or January. Let's see. Charles Edwards, the Bitcoin heater just turned. You can see the Bitcoin heater here. Previous times when it hit these levels were near or to lows before major rallies came in. Now it's can hit that multiple times like it did here in August 24. We had the heater hit 3 times. You can see back here in March, we had it hit 2 times and then eventually get an even slightly lower price in. But generally, it means that we're nearer to a bottom, okay? And that upside volatility is more likely to come in next. Bitcoin, $108,295 right now, currently sitting just at the 200-day EMA. Now, yesterday we got as high as this orange line here. What's this orange line right here, Lark? Great question. So if we go back and look a little bit, you can see if we draw the support trend line here for this current move up, that's basically where we got to yesterday. So an underside retest, a bearish underside retest, not fantastic, obviously, but bulls need to get their shit together here and actually take that out, right? 200-day EMA defense, fine. We need to keep the price above that, and we're right on the damn line right now, so that's not fantastic. RSI momentum faded. MACD still trending to the downside, okay? Weekly Bitcoin charts here, sitting right at a major area of key price support. 50-week down here around $100,000. 50-week is fine. If the 50-week holds, no matter what happens in the market, as long as we hold the 50-week, it's going to be fine. We lose the 50-week, and I think we are in for some trouble in the short term, which would be so ironic. Lose the 50-week, Bitcoin goes down to the shitter with the rest of the crypto market, you know, basically jumping off a cliff. Stocks just keep ripping to new highs, man. It'd be hilarious. I hope that's not the case. Anyway, very small, cheeky Bitcoin long opened up today. Pretty high risk, so not risking all the capital on this trade here. Currently $200 in unrealized profits, so we'll see what the heck happens with that, guys. Anyway, if you want to join me trading over in BitUnix course, link down below. Go check it out. Crazy deposit bonuses going on right now. You put in $2,000, you get $400 back. You put in $10,000, they give you $700 cash back, man. Crazy trading bonuses as well. Plus, we're giving away $1,000 every live stream. Today's a live stream. Let's give away some money. We already had Grok this up. Took them a minute and a half to do it today. So let's go ahead and grab a few winners here. This guy right here put in $4,000. Fantastic. So would have got, let me just check here, $4,000. You would have got your $400 bonus plus an extra $500 coming back to you today. Congratulations. 673-478-194. Good stuff. And this dude right here. Here we go. Put in $225, getting $500 back. There you go. Nice. Oh, where'd that go? Congratulations to today's winners. Of course, we'll give out more cash again tomorrow. Okay, let's continue. So, Tom Lee just bought another $250 million of ETH. Let's go, Tom Lee. Pump it, buddy. Boom. That guy's on a buying spree. It's good. It's good. Now, that's fantastic. Tom Lee buying shit tons of ETH is basically the one thing that kind of has swayed ETH this year. Outside of that, I don't think ETH really deserved to have a fantastic rally, but all the digital asset treasury companies coming in obviously made a difference. Here's why I still think ETH has got problems and why when the time comes to sell my ETH, I will part with that bag without hesitation. Okay. This is from an Ethereum developer who's been earning up. Worked at the ETH Foundation for like 6 or 7 years. They've been paying $100,000 a year, which is like, you know, it's a $400 billion blockchain. Big tech companies are literally offering like $100 million remuneration packages for AI devs and stuff right now. Best the Ethereum Foundation can do is $100,000. I know, everyone's too fucking zen, you know, but this is an interesting quote that was picked out here. This is my third issue with why Ethereum failed me, because we set out to create a world of equal opportunity, yet all the most successful projects are directly backed by the same 5 to 10 people behind you who you can find the same 1 to 3 VCs. And all this direct control is one happy friend circle of Vitalik. Ethereum's direction always boiled down to your relationship with Vitalik. There you go. Plus, you know, the sort of usual grumbling about how the Ethereum Foundation essentially never fucking supports any of the things that built on Ethereum, even the long-term OG protocols, whereas like Solana's out bull posting all their stuff all the time. Got to work for your bags, guys. Got to work for your bags, Ethereum Foundation. Anyway, ETH currently sitting at this uptrend line of support. They would have that nice bounce off the 200-day EMA the other day. But of course, problematically, as we've been saying, downtrend in effect, guys. Look at this. We had our second rejection here at the 20-day EMA on the underside. Now, maybe, that's even probably too steep, to be honest. Drop from the bodies. Still not fantastic. Don't see a good trend line there. Look, it's just simple. Take the emotions out. Like your positive vibe is not working. Oh, wow, another rejection. I know. Anyway, second rejection at the 20-day EMA. Second lower high. Okay, so now what do we have? We have falling peaks. Not fantastic, right? We need to see that trend reverse. Maybe we'll see the support hold up today. Who knows? But 200-day EMA, I think, remains the key line at the $3,500. You lose that, that's when we start talking about being in a bit of trouble. Until then, we're okay. But problem is, generally things are not looking wildly fantastic in the charts. So that's to keep in mind, okay? Downtrend in effect until otherwise proven. ETH on the weekly still defending, very importantly, the 20-week EMA here. Brush not working there. Anyway, still defending the 20-week EMA here, which is fine. Keep price again above, well, it's $3,800 or a 20-week EMA is. 200-day EMA is down here around $3,500. 50-week EMA around $3,300. That would kind of be the last line in the sand here for ETH without getting into too deep of trouble, okay? Solana, right at the 200-day EMA as well. Again, not a lot to love about the charts right now. Take the view that, well, great. We've got these fantastic areas of price support. Fantastic. You have to be joking, right? We're aware crypto is struggling right now, you fool. Well, Daniel, I don't know. Give me another idea for the title of the video, man. There you go. Anyway, what if Tom Lee is wrong? He might be. He'll probably still do just fine, though, so it doesn't matter if Tom Lee is wrong. He'll be okay. Us, on the other hand, maybe not. Anyway, continuing. So right now we are at still critical levels of price support for the majors, okay? Altcoins look much worse on general. There's a few exceptions like Zcash, we'll get into that in a second, but a lot of the major coins not looking super fantastic right now, okay? Not looking super fantastic right now. So let's see how it plays out, but we are at critical support. So obviously it's the most scary time. Oh no, we're at critical support. Well, yeah, that's what sport's about, okay? A lot of people want to sell support and buy resistance. It's not really the way the game's done. I bought more Solana this week, okay? Okay, continuing. Solana, currently not at the 20-week EMA. We still have, obviously, a long way to go for the week to close. Obviously, it'd be nice to see the week close back above the 20-week EMA. That's $195. As long as we defend the 50-week at $175, I think we're going to be fine here as well. Talking about the majors and see how similar the charts look for these top three coins. Alex here, alts have never been this oversold. MACD bullish cross for this is the others versus Bitcoin on the 1 month. 2 out of 3 times this has triggered a massive altcoin season explosion. And that's the thing, is the previous 2 times when we had this massive upswing in altcoins, it was very much the same vibe. Everything's dead. All altcoins are absolute garbage. And most of it is hot garbage. It always has been, always will be. In case you haven't figured that out yet, most altcoins are dog shit, okay? But when the time comes, we polish those turds up, make them real shiny. That liquidity event, oh, it did, man. Ricky, it really did. It hurt a lot of people. Tell me to cut my losses at minus 99%. It's been rough, man. Pump fund currently sitting just out here in the middle of nowhere, essentially. You know, we got a rally up yesterday, but all it, of course, gave us was yet another lower high. Not great. Again, downtrends in effect for most coins right now. We did have the RSI breakout here from the trend line, currently sitting right at the control line. So it's not looking terrible. We could have a bullish MACD crossover here coming in a few days, but pump fund needs the macros to hold up. Okay, if the macros, the big cap coins, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, if they start going into the shitter, takes the rest of the altcoin market down with it. Okay, but if those show strength, I think pump fund's got a great pump-amental potential to come back. Okay, Pengu not looking super fantastic, downtrend in effect, lower high. Okay, so unfortunately, the regime right now is a bearish regime, a regime of shorting. You know, the 20-day EMA retests. Now you can be an optimist and say, hey, next time we're going to hit that 20-day EMA and smash right through it, and sweet. But the facts are the facts. We're putting in lower highs and lower lows right now. So it's not controversial to say. It's just the reality of what's happening currently. When everyone's so bearish and calling each other names, the bottom's usually in. Sentiment's pretty bad right now. We'll definitely agree with that. Unless you're a Zcash holder. This is one of those trades, man. One of those trades. You don't have to like Zcash. You don't have to be all about it. Look at the strength it's been showing relatively, right? It has been a strong coin. People like the Zcash, okay? So any 20-day EMA retests on this could be interesting entry points for traders on this one, okay? So I'm going to keep an eye out for. Athena, same situation as most other coins, downtrend still in effect, lower highs, lower lows, lower high right here. Let's see though. Now, Athena may be more constructive. You can see, for example, we've got currently, if we bounce here and have a good day, might actually be okay, because you could technically say that, well, this is actually a higher high potential forming up from this one, but it's also still a lower low, lower high from over here. So, and a rejection of the 20-day EMA, more importantly. So let's see how it forms up over the next couple of days here. But again, a lot of coins at very critical levels continue to get rejected at the 20-day EMA, meaning that short-term momentum is absolutely lacking. Now, I like the 20-day EMA because it's a great short-term momentum indicator. And if you want to look at strength in the market, you don't even have to do anything right now. You can just wait until we get back over the 20-day EMA and then start trading. Trade those 20-day EMA breakouts. You might say, well, Lark, but surely I want to get the lowest possible entry. True. But until we reclaim the 20-day EMA, momentum is not in your favor. Okay, that's just a very simple thing to keep in mind. Stable, very popular, so popular right now. Stablecoin protocol. Of course, we got an uptrend on the MACD forming up here. Don't have a lot of MACD historical data, but it is starting to form up here, so that's good. Price had a nice rally yesterday, back up to this area of previous support, now acting as resistance. See it break out over 11 cents. Gets constructive enough, at least get back up to 17, 18 cent area, which is at the 20-day EMA. So many of the altcoins are trading so deeply under the 20-day EMA right now. It's actually crazy. Avantis. Anyway, Avantis, these guys yesterday had a nice rally right up to their 20-day EMA, and of course got effing rejected, because that's what's happened to all the fucking coins right now. Not too much to report there. Potential MACD bullish crossover coming soon. Again, the big move is when you see coins starting to break out beyond the 20-day EMA, that's the bullish indicator, okay? Aerodrome, a lot of chatter on the base ecosystem right now, by the way. So Aerodrome looking quite bearish like most other coins. In fact, this one's been a downtrend for even longer. Ever since topping here in August, we've had the first lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. No bueno, man. No bueno. So again, we need to see a 20-day EMA retake in here. It's trading under the 200-day EMA, which is also pretty damn bad. And really, the price needs to get back over 96 cents. And then we can start talking about a new uptrend potentially forming up here. Okay. Zora has been getting a lot of love recently. You guys keep asking for his chart, so I've put it up for us for today here as well. The key area of price resistance at 12 cents remains. 12-cent breakout could be a big move here for it. Hard to see this having such a big breakout moment with such a overall bearish trend right now in the cryptocurrency market. Okay, so we'll see how it plays out, but that's key breakout point here, I think, for Zora. Break 12 cents, it could move real hard, real fast. Okay, gosh darn it. Let's go and answer some questions here for you guys. Red hat cap time. Let's go. Swapped my quantum tech stocks for crypto. I actually took profit on my quantum tech stocks as well. But I think I had Rigetti, and I saw some post about the CEO sold all the shares or something like that. I was like, that's not very good, is it? And I think I had QBut. Good name for a stock. That was in some nice profits too. So you know what? We'll just take the profits on that. We're gonna put it back into some other stuff here. Your hair enough. It did not. We're still there. We still got it, man. Looks cute with the hat. I'm holding my Bitcoin, holding my altcoin portfolio. Now there's an invalidation point. I think if the markets look like they're absolutely going to fucking puke their guts out, which again, we're at critical support areas right now. But if market looks like it's actually going to take a giant dump, I'll probably exit some of the altcoin bags, even if at a loss, just to have more cash to ride out to the inevitable bottom in that situation. But I think crypto is just lagging. That what happened 2 weeks ago really fucked us hard in crypto. Without that, I feel like we'd be doing a heck of a lot better right now. Things were pretty good before that because, again, all the proper risk-on conditions are here in the market. Rate cuts are coming, okay? We got, in fact, a new Fed guy coming in 7 months. Credit spreads are good. Stocks are doing good. Treasury general account, all this kind of stuff we talk about all the time. It's all looking good. Crypto's just had some trauma, so that's the problem. Will you go back into quantum stocks? Yeah, maybe. I didn't have a huge position in quantum stocks. I'm much more into I don't know, the bigger tech stuff. Got bigger positions in Tesla and Facebook, Meta. It's not Facebook anymore. Call it Meta now. Stuff like that, Coinbase, etc. But yeah, I don't know. They were just a fun trade. I think it worked out pretty well. We'll see if I hand it back into quantum stocks or not. Would you consider holding crypto on old school platforms like Charles Schwab, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Fidelity that can hold spot BTC, ETH, and Litecoin, et cetera? I mean, not for me. I have thought about moving some of my Bitcoin into Bitcoin ETFs. I've definitely considered that just for, reducing the sort of risk surface of my life, right? I could see some, but I also like just holding spot Bitcoin in a hardware wallet. It's a nice feeling too, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I've been 100% altcoins since April 2021. Brutal, man. Look, altcoins have been a really tough trade this cycle. And unless you've been incredibly just merciless with your bags, constantly rotating, having zero fucking conviction in anything, just basically chasing the runners of the week, you've probably made money. If you've been holding things that you thought were fundamentally good, I had a lot of bags like that, and I've been trying to cut back on those. The market's punished you relentlessly. Having faith in anything, having conviction in anything, thinking anything has any kind of fundamental value, you've been fucked in the ass. Very few things like Bitcoin, Solana, they've done very, very well. Okay, a few other coins, there's exceptions, right? But for the most part, holding altcoins is a losing bet. There's a reason why half my portfolio is in Bitcoin. It's sort of the rock of my portfolio, the anchor, right? And honestly, probably should have been all Bitcoin, but we keep rolling the dice, hoping that we're going to have outperformance in the market. Sometimes we hit it big with some altcoins. We've had lots of big wins. I was thinking just today about some of the big wins back in like 2021, like 50x on Cardano and 50x on Polygon and stuff like that. Great trades, right? We've had some decent ones in the last year, but it's been pretty tough, right? You really have to be ready to move fast and chase whatever the current hype thing is, not buy into the tops, right? This market is usually manipulated, but once it starts, they'll not keep it back. Right now, they are trying to crush everybody, it seems like. Look, what seems to have happened is there was some kind of glitch on Binance. That seems to be the most sort of consensus story right now of how things played out. And that caused a lot of the problems we saw a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. But when the time comes, they're going to run it up super hard. But they don't want you guys on that rocket ship. They don't want you along for the ride. And the institutions and shit, they're not buying all the altcoins. But the move will come. When are you going to sell? Will you be uploading a video when you're selling? I'm going to do it in secret. Shh, I'm never going to tell anybody. No, of course, guys. Obviously, we'll be talking plenty about selling. I tell you guys when I share, enter new positions, when I sell positions. I've been updating you guys all the time, that stuff. In terms of taking broader profits in the market, we need some fucking profits first, man. Jeez. Oh, look, there's actually some of my altcoin positions are still in nice profits, even at these current levels, because we got in early enough. But that's why I say I have validation points, because if markets look like they're really going to go to shit, which I'm not in that camp. I know a lot of people are calling for the bear market. The macro conditions don't line up for it unless crypto really just has a secular bear market and it just goes on its own and is just totally screwed for the next 6, 8, 10, 12 months just because we got nothing better to do and nobody believes in it anymore. And everybody just buys tech stocks. We should all just cash out now and buy data centers, apparently. Obviously, I'll be letting you guys know when that happens. When am I going to sell? Well, Billy, that's a very interesting question. When is very subjective. I've got the general framework for when to look to sell. And look, some of those things like, weekly MACD crossovers, that's happened on some coins. We've had very weak moves across the board. Momentum just kind of faded out over the last few weeks, which, in theory could be a sell point, but we haven't had any mania. We haven't had the Coinbase app surge in rankings. We haven't had any sort of broader crypto mania. A few people have made money in a few things, but it's been very, very limited again. So stuff like the Coinbase app surging up in the app rank store, that's going to be a pretty key signal. Say, okay, mania is here. It's time to really just get the F out of the market, unload everything except the Bitcoin. I'll hold the Bitcoin. I don't care. That can go down to 50% in value. Do not mind. Please answer me about MEXC exchange. I don't know what you're asking about, man. But yeah, post your question again. I've not seen the question. Big exchanges have too much power. They do. And Wall Street's trying to take that power. Exchanges will be the slave to the market once it gets going. I wouldn't worry. Yep. Macro is looking good for the next few months, despite the market not pricing in anything. If bullish momentum comes, will AI coins perform like Render and Fetch? Don't know, man. Don't know. Good question. Good question. We looked at those charts recently. We're not going to pull them up right now, but the big AI coins from early 2024, Render, Fetch, Near, half a dozen other names. Man, their charts are horrifically bad. Cash, stuff like this. These things have been slaughtered. And even in the AI agent run of December, November 2024, these things got almost no bid. They moved a little bit, but nothing like the AI agent stuff. That's where all the speculation was. So look, in a broader altcoin rally, will some of these coins stage big comebacks? I'm sure, especially if we get some kind of AI narrative heating up in crypto again. But the AI narrative in crypto has not been hot for a while. It will be hot again. I think it's one of those narratives that we'll see recurring. It's got a lot more fundamental basis to it than like gaming, for example. Gaming's more just, it's really struggled as a narrative. But okay, I think AI coins, they'll definitely have their comeback. But yeah, they underperformed the last altcoin rallies. My man sold 90% of my Solana last year, $300. Let's go. XRP did, yep, XRP, man, 7x out of nowhere. All the normies came back in, downloaded Coinbase, bought XRP, sold it for a 7X on all of us, and then walked away. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff, guys. A lot of altcoins looking so dead. A lot of altcoins looking pretty bad right now. That's just the charts, man. They're trading under key moving averages. They're putting in lower highs. Like, nothing great about that. Polkadot, I regret buying. Dude, my biggest Polkadot regret was not selling it at $50 back in 2021. Locking it up like a dumbass for parachains. Oh, I'm gonna invest in the parachains, guys. That's gonna be great. Fuck. Yeah. My eyes are bouncing after reading the 15-minute candles. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, yeah. No fun, Adam. No fun at all, that's for sure. I watched your old video from way back today on XRP. You still cold on that one? I've never been a huge XRP fan. I'm not against XRP. I really don't care. I've traded it. I'll trade it again. It's fine. I'm not a spot holder of XRP. It's not really my cup of tea. Not super interested in it as a spot holding. But I got no problem with XRP, man. If you guys want to make money in XRP, rock and roll, more power to you. If you see the there, then by all means. But for me, it's a coin that you trade. It's got great volume, good charts. Should we be worried about the government reopens, all that probably bad labor data coming in at once? Yeah. I mean, look. Hopefully we just get it all smashed on us at one day, and then we can just absorb that bullshit. Honestly, this stuff is not such a big deal, I think, at this point, because the Fed's going to keep cutting rates. The labor market's going to strengthen. Things will be okay. Have you heard about Tibber? Yes, I've heard some people tell me about Tibber. Never really looked into it super deeply, but I know some people are pretty excited about it. Please just pump DOT to $10. Really, it's amazing. Bitcoin's over $100,000. It's like something they have a tragic Shakespearean play. The problem, Patrick, is that most people don't have any Bitcoin or very little of it, and most people are deeply exposed to altcoins. I've got a lot of altcoin exposure, but I sleep well at night. No, I've got deep Bitcoin exposure too. It's fine. That normie is me, Crypto CJ. Let's go. Let's go, brother. Nice. Put money in XRP, walked away the 6X. Boom. Boom. I love to hear that. That's amazing. God, that's amazing, man. Love to hear it. Lark, thoughts on Linea? Charts and looking. I looked at the chart earlier. Charts not looking fantastic, but aside from the chart, I think Linea, like I said before, it's interesting. In terms of a layer 2, it's actually got something to it. It's got buybacks and stuff built in. I think 20% chain revenue goes to buying back and burning Ethereum. The other 80% goes to buying back and burning Linea tokens, which is good. The chain revenue is not super high. But if Joseph Lubin can meme it into reality, then maybe it'll work. You know, nice for them to get some fucking support from the Ethereum Foundation, but you know, the Ethereum Foundation don't give a shit about anybody. Vitalik's too busy just, you know, running around, you know, smashing all over Asia basically to care these days, it seems like. I mean, finally, after months and months of complaining, the Ethereum Foundation did something earlier this year, but that, what I read from you earlier, that's just brutal. It's a brutal takedown of the culture of the Ethereum Foundation, and where I think that Solana is eventually going to eat Ethereum's lunch. The fact that it's still valued at 1/5 of Ethereum, despite basically every metric looking better, is pretty crazy, actually. Scotty, thank you, man. Appreciate it. See what happens with China. The China deal. The best deal. Some people are going to call it the Trump deal. The Trump-China trade. Got suckered into the XRP by their army. Been looking at red numbers ever since. I would say if anything's going to go on to make new all-time highs this cycle, that XRP is definitely going to want to be one of those coins. So, you know, there's faith for you. Okay. Have a short running from 114. Do you think resistance will hold support? Well, I guess it's resistance for you running a short, looking on the way down. Will support hold at 107, 108K? If it's going to hold anywhere, it's going to hold there. 200-day EMA, 108K has been an important level. That's where you want to see the support hold, okay? So it's not a bad target. If you went from 114 to 108 on a short, that ain't bad, man. That ain't bad. Nothing wrong with locking in profits or moving your stop loss into profit. Remove the risk from the trade. Nice, Chris, my man. XRP made me a millionaire. XRP made a shit ton of people millionaires. That's why it's had such a great cult status. You know, that's what's wrong with all the fucking altcoins that are coming out these days. You guys realize that? You get all these big fucking raises. I had some dude write me the other day like, oh man, do you want to get into this thing? I'm like, no, I don't. Token's probably gonna be down 90% in the first, couple weeks. The problem with a lot of altcoins these days, they're coming out at 10, 20, $30 billion fully diluted valuations. It's sick, man. No reason for that shit. Oh, you're telling me these things are as big as, should have anywhere near the amount of relevance or importance as like major companies that trade the same valuations? It's ridiculous. I know crypto is silly, but damn. They come out with massively high valuations. The VCs are 10,000x in profit, like with Celestia, right? And they just sell because who the fuck wouldn't sell? I don't blame them. Hate the game, not the player, man. Okay, that's it. So XRP had a lot of chances to buy XRP cheap over the last 10 years and make yourself a millionaire. Had some crazy gains over time. Thoughts on SPX 6900? Never really got into the meme. I don't know. It's just doesn't really do anything for me. But don't I guess I bought smoking chicken fish and lost all my money on that. So the fuck do I know? Dude, since the sub 10K subs day, that's crazy, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Wen Moon, appreciate you, man. That's cool shit. We'll do one or two more questions, and we'll finish up here with you guys. Historically speaking, QE starts 3 to 5 months after QT ends, and QT is going to end in Q1 of 2026. Remember, QE is not a guarantee that they're going to start it, and usually QE comes only in massive crisis. That's the problem, right? So if you really want QE to come, well, if there's a massive crisis, they will start up QE and they'll print like crazy, but you have to eat the tough, bitter pill of a massive market crash in order for that to happen. What is the real value of crypto? What real world problems does it solve? Well, crypto is a very, very big umbrella term. There's a lot of problems that crypto solves. You may not like all those problems, but crypto does solve a lot of problems. Crypto gives you private money with stuff like Zcash. Crypto gives you a digital store of value with Bitcoin. Crypto gives you the ability to do all sorts of borrowing, lending, trading, gambling, whether you like it or not. People love fucking gambling. Speculating, we can call it. Things like poly market, pump fund, whatever. A lot of speculation goes on, okay? It enables on-chain financial markets. So if maybe that's not a real enough problem for you to solve, I don't know, maybe you want to solve world hunger with crypto or something like that. It doesn't really do that. There's been a lot of nice altruistic ideas in crypto over time. Most of them have basically been dog shit and done nothing. Well-intended people often, but this market is not about charity. This market's about making money, and it's very cutthroat. So the real world problems that we solve is basically making money frictionless, making markets frictionless, and store value use cases, privacy use cases, and stuff like that. Being able to send stable coin payments in the blink of an eye to their side of the planet. Have you ever tried to send an international bank transfer through a bank? It takes days. Remember, I had one time that took like 3 weeks, and like the intermediary bank just got the money and flagged it for one reason or another and just didn't say anything to anybody. Finally followed my bank and like, oh yeah, this other bank, they're holding it, but I guess we'll return it to you at some point, maybe a few weeks. By the time we return to, yeah, by the way, the USD to New Zealand currency rates fluctuate 5%. So you just lost 5% of that few $100,000 you're trying to send. Like, oh, great. That's fantastic. Great bank. Great. Anyway. So look, crypto solves a lot of really cool problems. You just may not like the problems that it solves, that it enables on-chain financial markets, on-chain speculation, permissionless money transfers, and all that kind of stuff. So it does a lot of cool stuff. But the vast majority of crypto coins, there's no reason for them to have tokens. There's no reason for them to exist. They're absolute fucking dog shit, right? Meme coins aren't solving any problems. They're just speculation vehicles. Why should I buy crypto? Can you share one reason? You probably shouldn't. Remember, investing in crypto is risky. You can literally lose all your money. Don't. If that's your thought process, don't. Go buy stocks, man. Go buy bonds. Keep it safe. Crypto, okay? Crypto is one of the riskiest markets in the world. It's one of the most volatile markets in the world. It's not the most volatile market in the world. You come to crypto understanding that there are insane risks, okay? If you don't want to take risks, if you don't like taking risks, if you're risk averse, you have no fucking place being here. I'm going to tell you straight, man. The fuck would you want to do here? You're going to be stressed out all the time and lose all your fucking money. If you are okay with risk, if you do not take more risks than you're willing to lose, okay? Don't put any more money than you're willing to lose. If you can lock in, spend the time, then there's lots of money to be made here too. The volatility to the upside, oh, I know, market's down, everyone's in a shitty mood. I get it, I know. Nobody likes the downside volatility part. Everyone wants the prices to go up all the time. We've had a lot of trauma recently in the markets. I get it. I still think crypto is fantastic. There's a lot of cool shit going on in crypto all the time. All the time. Okay? Does that mean all crypto is good? Not at all. Most of it's absolute garbage. Again, I think Bitcoin will remain the unique asset. If you want to have cryptocurrency exposure, study Bitcoin. I feel like once you've looked into Bitcoin and understand what the hell it's all about, you're going to have a hard time not buying Bitcoin. Honestly, like seriously, go orange pill yourself and then come back and tell me, nah, Bitcoin's garbage. I wouldn't want to buy it. Okay. But Bitcoin is Bitcoin and then there's everything else. Okay. So a lot of it's speculation, but then a lot of stocks are speculation. Why invest in financial markets in the first place? Because you want to make money. Okay. The problem is you want to make money without taking risk. That's the issue, isn't it? That's not how it works. I got bad news for you. Literally everything you do involves risk. Oh, I was going to stay in cash then. You're taking massive fucking risks. Your bank could go under. Oh, FDIC insurance for in the US only covers you up to $250,000. What happens if you have $1 million in the bank? Sorry about your bad luck. You're not making any money there anyway. Put it in a fucking CD. You're underperforming versus inflation. You're screwed. You're taking risks. You may not feel like you're taking risks, but you're taking risks. Put it in the S&P 500. It's a safe place to put your money, but the stock market can also go through a 10-year downturn. It did from 2001 until 2008 or something like that, didn't it? It can happen. Okay? Buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the least risky part of the crypto sphere. Once you start going beyond that, you're taking more risk. But your hope in taking more risk is that you are going to get more gains coming back to you. So the question is, why speculate in anything at all? And I know altcoins have had a hard run over the last couple of years, and most of them are dog shit, and most of them are not worth your investment. That being said, there's also incredible gains to be made. Money that can be made in crypto that can be made way faster and with way bigger impact than in other markets. Okay, it hasn't felt like that this year because there's been very few big runners. In a time that data center stocks and shit have gone up 500%, 1,000%, Irene Energy's up 1,000% this year. I mean, shit. Doesn't feel great being a crypto investor holding your AVAX bags that have done literally fucking nothing. Oh, but you're getting 6% staking rewards. Give me the rope. Fuck. You know, it's not great. So look, I get the pessimism. And crypto's really not right for everybody. You have to understand the risks that are involved in this place. It's a brutal, brutal market, man. Are you friends with BitBoy? I'm not really friends with anybody. I keep to myself. I don't trust anybody. I've been friends with enough people in the crypto space over time to be skeptical of everybody. Let's put it that way. I have no ill will in any way towards BitBoy. I don't really know him. I know he's gone through some rough times, and I hope that he's getting help he needs and that he's going to be okay. And other than that, I don't really have anything to say about the dude, to be honest. But I don't really have much to say about most of the crypto YouTube scene. Like I said, I'm not really buddies with anybody. I just kind of mostly keep to myself, to be honest. Real estate ownership of the internet, Joseph. My man gets it. He knows why he holds Bitcoin. Let's go. Risky if you panic and sell at the bottom. If you get robbed, who secures your crypto access? Well, the $5 wrench attack's a real thing. You should have, you should be paranoid. Be more paranoid than you think you need to be more paranoid. Because you got to remember, it is somebody's full-time job trying to steal your shit. And, you know, the $5 wrench attack is a much less likely scenario compared to you probably clicking on a phishing link and signing away all your crypto. But yeah, risk is why we're here. Big risk, big rewards. That's it, Mick. That's it. That's it, man. Even if you're just holding Bitcoin, projected 30% compound annual growth rate for the next 10 to 15 years. You're going to outperform the stock market. Yeah, sure. This year it's been a bit of a rougher ride, but we've still done very well by comparison. Okay. But it's been a rougher ride. I get it. I understand. Come back and talk to me in 10 years and Bitcoin's $1 million. The problem is in 10 years, the vast majority of altcoin names you know today are not going to exist. Selling all my altcoins into Bitcoin after altcoin season. Yes, but two things to keep in mind. One, whenever some kind of major altcoin impulse comes, keep in mind that everything will crash horrifically after that happens. Bitcoin probably takes a major dip too. So if you're going straight from altcoins into Bitcoin, you're looking at potentially taking hit on that Bitcoin of, let's say, 50%, right? So let's say Bitcoin's 250K, your altcoins are all worth ungodly amounts of money. You sell your altcoins, buy Bitcoin, you're a genius. Boom, you got, you know, your 10, 50, 20 Bitcoin, whatever. You're happy, man. You made it. You won big. Bitcoin corrects back down to $120,000, something like that. Suddenly you don't feel so smart. Then the tax man comes knocks and says, hey, all those altcoins you sold, yeah, I want like 30, 40, 50% of your money, depending on what country you live in. Suddenly, you're in big trouble. So make sure when you sell those altcoins, step number one, set aside whatever money you need for taxes. Step number two, consider a bit of patience. Because if altcoins are going to go down, Bitcoin's probably going to go down with it. And that'll be the bear market when it comes. Fanta, I love it. If you can't handle crypto at its diddliest, you don't deserve it at its darn tootinest. Okay, Flanders. Good advice. Lark, you called getting out of New Zealand. I'm leaving next year too, man. Yeah. It makes me sad, man. I love New Zealand. I just read in the news yesterday that the Labour government's talking about we're gonna keep the wealth in New Zealand by implementing capital gains tax on properties and implementing a wealth tax. Like, yeah. Oh, that's worked out super well for Norway and most of the other countries who have done it. Introducing wealth taxes actually means everybody flees your fucking country. And New Zealand already has a massive brain drain problem. It's been rough, man. I love New Zealand. I do, man. It's my home. It's my home country, and I love it so much. But it's got some issues right now. Probably a great time to buy property in New Zealand soon. Buy the dip on New Zealand, Lark. Anyway, it's yeah, man. I think a lot of Kiwis, especially, I mean, if this is a current picture, you look at a young dude, man, you got a lot of opportunities that you're probably not going to get in New Zealand, which is sad because your family's probably there and shit. And like, it's where you grew up, it's your home. But the current economic situation, like, why the hell wouldn't you go to Australia, right? I get it. Why wouldn't you go to Australia, man? Make $50,000 more on average per year with just like way cooler shit around, way more stuff. It's funny. I actually was thinking about this the other day. I feel like Australia is paying journalists and stuff in the New Zealand Herald in order to promote Australia. I keep seeing all these articles all the time. Oh, everyone moves to Australia. They make so much money and so much happier. Like, paid for media, man. Paid for media. This guy knows what's up. Good day from Australia. Not selling diamond balls in it. Let's go. Let's go. No altcoin season. There's been little ones. The first rule of Monero Club is never tell anybody if you hold Monero. That's the point. No, I don't hold any Monero. I like Monero, though. I like privacy coins in general. Please check out Zora. We already talked about the Zora chart. Go back in a few minutes and check it out. Okay, gosh darn, we're up to almost like an hour or something like that, guys. we got to finish up. Just rambling at this point, but I always have a good time talking to you guys. I appreciate your time. Appreciate coming to hang out. It's always awesome. I'll see you back in the next one. Peace.